worried about the triple racks opening.
Yeah, possibly. Maybe ByuN does this often on ladder. Like I said, they hit each other quite often. So he might, this is one of those bigger maps. When you have a bigger map, sometimes you mind game your opponent because you think, oh, it's a bigger map. There's a high chance that he's going early CC. No nerd. I got three barracks churning out Reapers right in your face, and ByuN plus Reaper equals dead Zerg. So Dark is, getting a pull first there, being safe. That does mean he takes a small econ hit though. You generally do see hatchery first on this map.
Yeah, he's going for the pull first, and during the World Championship finals, we've seen ByuN throwing out the triple rack Reaper, even on maps that are not particularly good for, because as you mentioned, he's so good with them. He's got an amazing army control. He will place those mines better than anybody else, and he will control those Reapers until the end of time. So I quite understand why Dark would go for a pull first, even though, as you mentioned, that puts him in a slight disadvantageous situation.
He's actually not going to take too much of an econ hit here, all things considered, with basically a 2-minute third hatchery getting dropped down there. So once those pop and they kick in a gear, he's going to be feeling pretty good production and income-wise. With ByuN just sending the single Reaper here, then getting the reactor on the barracks, so he's transitioning into Bio.
Yeah. And we already see that second barracks, the second gas has been built, and you'll see the factory, and soon enough you'll see the starport with the reactor and the double medivac. So everything super standard again from ByuN. Once again, it's going to be a matter of... Oh, and as I say that... No, okay, that was those two first Marines, sorry.
Don't scare me.
Like, oh my god, no. He's actually going for it. But what I meant is, we're going to see which kind of ByuN do we have today. Is it like the perfectly micro-wise Terran that we see all the time, or is he in a good day? That's the first game of a best-of-5 series. We need to know if he's in shape.
Yeah. For you guys new to StarCraft, the 2-1-1 is kind of the lingo we use to describe this build. It's 2 barracks, and the other 1-1 are the factory and the starport. And you usually hit with Stim just finishing in time with 2 full medevacs and Marines. That's 16 in total. And it's very, very dangerous for Zergs to deal with it. But the thing is, this build's been around for so long, for a couple patches now, that Zergs really got good against defending it. So Dark definitely looks like he's getting all the tools here. He's getting Evo Chamber speed already done, and we know that Dark's the kind of nerd that likes to drop lings into bases. He likes to use that Overlord drop ability. He loves run-bys. He's the king of run-bys with Zerglings and Banelings.
Yeah, we'll see what he decides to do. Will he go for... because he scouted it, by the way. The Overlord went to the main, seen everything. That single Evo is going to be for Carapace, which we've seen before. So it will make your Zergling just extra defensive, just a little bit better at handling those Marine shots. So everything good and perfect here for Dark. But the question is he going to be deflecting and trying to attack at the same time, counter attack? But it seems like he's just going to defend with a lot of Queens in the production tab and 8 more Zerglings.
And getting Carapace at the same time as well, bumping that number up to 14 now as the rest of the lava gets used. Those 2 medevacs loading up, not quite full, but just a couple Marines being left behind. But they are heading over that third. Dark is ready for this, though. 4 Queens going to be on creep here, with a 5th one injecting as well. Plenty to be able to defend against these medevacs. And with the Queen range, this is very dangerous for ByuN if he dies too deep.
Yeah, let's see how he handles it. Is he gonna go like super far and try to get some Queen kills, or just removing some creep and actually just forcing Dark to build a little bit of units? He already done it actually. Oh, those Zerglings! It's exactly how he handled the same drop coming from Jagji yesterday. The Zerglings coming for the wraparound in the back and the Queens to defend in the front.
I mean, Dark just read ByuN like a book there, and it's like Cat in the Hat style book with 3 words per page. It was a very easy read there for Dark, and he knew exactly what he was up against. Completely slapped that away by taking 0 damage, and he's transitioning into lair here with the Baneling Nest. Ling, Bane, Neuter, unit composition that's coming back into fashion here in 3.8. Very, very strong unit composition. And ByuN getting double Engineering Bay back at home, double ups for him as well, while the Zerg just on a single Evo chamber for now.
Yeah, single Evo, and that Carapace upgrade is going to be finishing up in 15 seconds, as you can see on the right of your screen. Nice scan, just taking out three creep tumors, but as we've seen before, he's got a lot of Queens, so he's going to be able to replenish this creep like super fast. So right now, not that many damage, but that third medivac is actually coming into play, and he's going to try to target down 1 Queen, and now he's going to try to destroy a lot of Zerglings. Nice micro on the medivac. He's going to lose it anyways, but this is a super trade for ByuN.
Yeah, very nice trade against these Zerglings. Also considering that they have +1 Carapace, he got to shred through a lot of those units there without the upgrades of his own. He's completely upgraded Marines, but ByuN he's played so much StarCraft, he knows exactly how a trade's going to go, and he read that very, very well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, losing a medevac there does suck, but getting that Ling count very, very low is nice. Dark, though, not afraid. He's going to drone up very heavily now, make 10 drones, get +1 attack and baneling speed, and there's that Spire that we expected there once he could afford it.
Yeah, so what do you think? Mutalisk? Corruptors? He showed Corruptors yesterday.
Well, Dark was kind of the guy that invented that Corruptor style back in the day in Heart of the Swarm. And, I mean, we could be seeing it. I'm feeling Mutalisk here. I think he's very, very good at it. I mean, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again, let's be honest.
Okay.
But we got the 3rd CC here done for ByuN. He's floating it over.
Whoa. Even before making it into an orbital, that's
he's taking at the front too.
Yeah, he's gonna take the front base. Is he gonna do? Is he gonna make a planetary fortress? That would be super surprising to me.
Yeah.
Okay, those are slow banelings. You don't want to approach ByuN's Marines without the upgrade, the speed upgrade for those banelings, because he's gonna be targeting those down super fast.
And also, guys, for you guys that maybe haven't played for a little while, 3.8 hit, and that centrifugal hooks also gives banelings 10 hit points. So they're a little bit stronger as well for the latest patch.
Okay, that's an orbital on the 3rd base.
Yeah, that's it.
I would have lost my mind. Like, whoa, whoa.
I mean, ByuN very, very confident here to take this forward base. Generally, the base is taken to the south on Daybreak, but he wants an area, I guess, to rally to be able to defend that 3rd. And look at the creep spread from Dark. It already looks so good. Hold that thought. We got a bit of an engagement here. The Lings and the Banelings rolling in. The mine's not really helping out much at all. ByuN has to pull back here.
Yeah, and those are going to be Mutalisk as you anticipated. So good going on this one. 8 Mutalisk are going to come out in just a few moments. That Liberator is not going to get anything done. That Spore positioning was perfect. And ByuN right there just playing the style of his favorite turn, Innovation. Another player in this tournament is going to go for the Marine Medivac mine build. And that's why that 3rd base, that forward 3rd base actually makes a lot of sense, because you want to rally point all your units towards the map. So by doing that, you're actually defending your forward base.
Now, Mutalisks generally, they fell out of fashion a little bit in this matchup because the Liberator used to be so good at dealing with them, along with the Marines that you generally made as well. But the Liberator anti-air is hilariously bad now. So it's all about the Marines and the mines to deal with the Mutalisks, which means they're back in fashion, baby. It's all about having turrets, which just finish in time here in the main for these Mutalisks. But that is still a cluster of mutas here. His production could lose an add-on on 2 here if the Marines don't come back. Yeah,
he's going to go for the reactor, but nice reaction time from
that
ByuN.
mine got a few kills. 8 kills there, so 6 kills.
6 kills on mine. This one is gonna not gonna get taken down, but obviously Dark just sends 1 Zerglings. He's trying to be as effective as possible, and the creep spread, as our observer is showing us right now, is just amazing by Dark.
It's incredible.
He's such a gifted mechanical player. I mean, all of those players are. We're in top 8 of an Intel Extreme Master, so obviously those guys are really good. But what Dark is showing in this matchup is just mind blowing.
Yeah, this is the creme de la creme, folks. Doesn't get better than this for StarCraft 2. We've got the big cluster of mutas now. They're getting up there in count. 14 now, with a couple more on the way. And this is the guy, the run by King. Here come the Banelings here from Dark. Looks like he wants to go for the mineral line at 3rd. ByuN making a nice little supply depot wall to SimCity it in. Plenty of Marines to deflect these mutas.
All right,
that one Widowmine's gone off the charge. This Widowmine killing 4 Banelings there, but there's still 4 left. The Marines need to kill them. Move the SCVs. ByuN losing 10 SCVs there to the run by of Dark. Looks like the mutas took heavy damage, but if a muta takes damage and it's not dead, you haven't done damage, man. Those things just regenerate so quickly.
Exactly. He's gonna still have that huge clump of Mutalisk, and they'll be able to harass once again in the main. He has to remain a lot of units in his main to defend those Mutalisk harassments. Right now, the creep is pushing from every single direction. I think we've seen 117 Zerglings on the field. Those are going to be 2-2 Zerglings in a moment. Same goes for Banelings, obviously. Going for 3-3 on the side of ByuN. So he's going to have a pretty decent upgrade advantage if he can stay alive by the time those upgrades finish.
ByuN's starting to pepper in Marauders now. 3 on the field right now. He's getting Concussive Shell as well. Just because, why not? Got to get those Marauders out to deal with the fact that Dark has so much creep spread and so many Banelings here. And yes, ByuN is incredible at splitting his Marines against splash damage, but this much creep and that many Banelings with 23 more on the way, he really, really needs the help of those Marauders there to tank those shots, to take that front line.
Look at that amount of Banelings, man!
They're rolling through! ByuN splits look pretty good for the most part, taking a bit of damage at the front of that clump there.
Yeah,
so many left.
He did great on this fight, considering how many banelings there were. But there's a second wave of banelings,
and they've
he can't really split.
ByuN's taking so many marine damage there. He doesn't have that many left on the field. His army supply is plummeting. He's got 58 versus the 91 army supply of Dark. It's actually almost 100 army supply.
And he's only have two medivacs on the field, which means those marines can't get really healed. And he loses those 2 medivacs. Right now, he's got a GG out. Dark gets game 1.
Wow, what a sick game 1 for this series.
Dark is just too good.
He could not be more thrilled. He's just so good.
Here comes your touch, soft and tender.
First from Dark, because this is a great map for Triple Rax Reaper play. But ByuN already 1 step ahead. I'm gonna go CC first.
Yeah, getting as greedy as possible. Going to punish the fact that Dark is going for that extra, very early spawning pool. So a little bit of an econ advantage for ByuN at the start of the game. Very, very small moves like this. Like, it doesn't seem like it matters, guys, but at this level of the game, absolutely can capitalize. 20, 30 minerals can make all the difference in a game at this high of a level. When you can really only be afforded at most 1 or 2 mistakes.
Yeah, those players can capitalize on just the tiniest things of them all. And in this game, he's already ahead without... those 2 players, they didn't even scout each other. Like, they didn't even interact with each other. But still, there's already pretty sizable advantage for ByuN. We'll see if he can make it happen, make it work for him in that game number 2, with Dark leading 1-0. So going for the gas after that, probably will invest in the link speed upgrade, because there's some maps where Dark showed that he would probably rely on Roach Ravagers and Infestor play, but Vanny, to me, looks like a map you can always play Mutiling Bending on. So
yeah, and even when Vanny was back in the map pool, this was a very popular map for Link Bane Muta. Yeah. Very, very good. And this was kind of the map where Terrans would mech, actually, back in the day for Vanny Research Station. It was a very, very strong unit composition for this particular map. Lots of abusable areas for the slow-moving, powerful, cost-efficient army that is mech. Don't know if ByuN's much of a mecha, though. He's more of a bio king when I think about him, so I don't expect to see it from him, but I've seen stranger things before.
We'll have for sure we'll have a different opening from ByuN. So that's CC first into double gas, super fast, double refinery. So he gets that factory play and a reactor. So probably gonna build some Hellions to gain map control and avoid those queens, because as you can see, already a creep tumor down, not going for another inject on the second base or anything, just going for the creep to connect the main base and the third base location, which is so important in the matchup. And obviously, when you're gonna be harassed by Hellions, that's even more important.
Absolutely. The cool thing about this base for the Zerg defending against Hellions, though, is that they have that sort of pocket expansion. Hellions are just not going to get down there, man. Like, the Queens block the ramp. It's very, very hard to get back here as a Terran. The fact is, though, that ByuN is actually making a starport with a tech lab, so he's looking to go into some Banshee play along with the Hellion Open by the looks of things.
Yeah, Hellion Bunk. Oh, actually, he's gonna keep. Is he gonna go for Hellion drop? Yes. Oh, this is so sick. I was wondering if he would go for it, because when you mentioned that bucket expansion is actually super hard to hit, well, you can build a Medivac and drop those Hellions, and because this is not like an usual play, this is something that Dark could overlook and not even scout. Like, he doesn't have every single overall.
It's
he's gonna go for Hellbats.
Oh, saucy ByuN here, going for something a little bit aggressive and different. I love this stuff. Breaking out the non-standard opening here for TVZ. And you know what? Hellbats are back in the fold as well. They have been so powerful in this matchup now, coming back in a fashion. Coming down here, seeing that there's not too many drones here, so they don't dive in. I think they could have gotten a couple kills there, just leaving it.
Yeah, I think he chickened out a little bit. Yeah, he's seen those 2 drones. Maybe I don't go for it, because I don't even know if there's already like 18 Zerglings on the field, ready to surround. The Zerglings are already in place on the second base. I don't even know how he knows Dark that is, because that's an usual play, as I mentioned, and we were talking about the Hellbat play, but he's gonna start with the Hellion drop.
If he unloads them and he can morph, he can absolutely engage these Lings. The Medivac can heal the Hellbat as well, guys. So this is actually takes that bio flag. The Medivac getting shooed away by the Queen very, very well. Here it comes. It's going to go down to the Queen by the looks of it, but the Hellbats are doing damage. The Ling army is gone. If they get the Queen as well, They can get into this drone line and start taking out drones. Dark starting to split the drones away. The Queen slowly but surely getting into the back pocket. Natural deal with the Hellbats.
Yeah, interestingly enough, this is already a really good trade for ByuN. He traded like only one Medivac and Hellbat for a lot of Zerglings, and right now the entire army, the entire defense of Dark is just out of position to defend that third base. The economy is left untouched. He just had to move the drone away, which is like some damage to the economy, but the drones in themselves, they didn't get hit at all.
So ByuN getting a supply block there, but unfortunately his attack looks like it's being completely deflected, so we can't really capitalize on that supply block. But I mean, they're always good to get anyway against your opponent. The Viking out for ByuN, shooing away those overlords near the south of his main and getting on another overlord hunt here. It's overlord hunting season. The Terran here.
Okay, he's gonna bring out
too many.
Medivac with 6 Marines inside, and he's got 6 Hellbats. The Viking will lend it to fight with it. No, he loads up 4 more Hellions, and he's gonna go inside the main of Dark, trying to get some economical damage. 45 SCVs to 44 drones, and the third CC about to finish for ByuN.
Man, Dark's creep spread is already so good. Look at how many tumors he has working on this map. 4 Hellions getting dropped here. Gonna morph into Hellbat shortly, or just gonna go straight vintage vanilla Hellion here. No, there we go. Hellbat on the way. He does get 4 drones for his trouble. Can trade very well against these slings. 2 Hellbats and about 6 Marines with Stim. Hitting the Queens at the front here. They have a couple more transfuses on them to be able to heal up, but he's holding for the drone line now. 6 drones going down in total. The 1 Hellbat in the back line here is still alive. In fact, maybe setting the drones back a little bit prematurely here. No, he does actually keep those drones alive.
I don't know about that that last sequence. Getting 6 drones, okay. If you look at the worker count, they are equal 53 to 53. So I guess a pretty decent trade at the moment for ByuN. But as you mentioned, the creep spread is actually worrying me so much for the Terran.
Look at how Dark has been able to keep these creep tumors working away here while defending in 2 places at once. If there was any question as to whether this guy was good or not, that's the answer right there. We got a Baneling Vest on the way with the melee upgrades, even quicker in this game for the Zerglings and future Banelings here of Dark. So very much expecting Ling Bane Muta again for the Varney Research Station. Funker brought it up very correctly earlier. Very strong unit composition for this map against this race.
He needs to, beyond that is, he needs to make a move out and take care a little bit of the script, because it's going to get out of control super fast in this game if he doesn't do anything about it. And that's the issue with this build he went for. He didn't have that huge of a marine production before. Like, he just finished 3 reactors at the same time, so now he can start on building a lot of marines, but he didn't have that before. And Hellbats are not the greatest units in the game to take care of queens and crypt tumors. So he's going to go right now 2 medivacs, a couple of marines, and 4 Hellbats to tank in the front, and that 4th base is under attack.
It is under attack. These Banelings don't actually have speed yet, and we brought it up in game number 1. If you don't have Banelings with speed, you can't really use them against ByuN. He's a little bit too good at control, but the Dark is starting to muscle back. Just too many queens, too many numbers here from the Zerg, and he does deflect ByuN completely. The only thing he lost was some Banelings, some Zerglings, and a couple creep tumors.
Yeah, exactly.
To that attack.
And perfect transfusions too. Like, he didn't lose a single queen, which means they're gonna go back to work and gonna spread creep some more. Sorry, get that 4th hatch going. Probably, yeah, gonna drone it up a little bit. 72 drones, and he did that only with Ling, Baneling, and queens. And now he's heading in the Spire, so he will be able to have a huge Mutalist Flock, as he's shown in the game 1.
Somehow ByuN already on the back foot here. A lot of it probably has to do with the fact that his attacks didn't do as much damage as he hoped. There's a nice juicy scan there for those tumors, but Dark is already here with some Banelings. They still don't have centrifugals. Just 1 second away, and now done. Banelings 10 hit points stronger and faster on creep now. And I feel like ByuN just needs to try and take the edge of the creep back here and just force it back towards Dark's base. It's just so hard to engage a player this good, this deep.
Yeah, once again, it's gonna add on some Marauders to the composition, because I know he's amazing about on splitting Marines. Like, he's shown it in game 1, but it wasn't enough, because he needs something to tank in the front, and he's relying only on Widowmine to do the job. But we've seen the splits, and once again he gets the wraparound, and that's terrible for ByuN, because he doesn't have any units on the map. He lost full map control, and look at it. He wins a fight, 4 queens come in, 4 more crypt tumors.
Well, that trade actually went not too bad for ByuN, because the Widow Mine's actually connected with a lot of the links there, and the resources lost has tipped into ByuN's favor. Dark losing a little bit more of his army there than ByuN has this game totally so far. And if he keeps making trades like that, and I actually like bringing up the Marauders is a great point, Funker, because I love that he's bringing them into the fold earlier. Because the last game, their absence was definitely felt at that point of the game, when he was getting crushed by the Banelings and the Lynx surrounds as well. And Dark's going for Corruptors this game instead of Mutas.
Yeah, he needs more Baneling though, because ByuN is on the doorstep of the 4th base, and that was an amazing trade for ByuN. Counterattack from Dark, getting all those Marines, and the mines are not burrowing, but that 4th base is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Dark may actually lose this base here, and it does go down. Dark clearing up a lot of the SCV lines, though. Nearly 20 SCVs going down from this run-by from Dark into the natural of ByuN. He's just using whatever comes out of these production structures to clean it up, but he's just taking huge economic damage there. It's 70 drones versus 46 SCVs, but that said, though, Dark still may die because ByuN is up 50 army supply and with better upgrades too.
Oh, look at that spree spread. All those Banelings connecting with the Soul Viking on the ground. ByuN trying to split as much as he can. There is no Baneling left on the field, and more units traveling across the map, and ByuN is not stopping right now.
No, he has so much army supply. He's going to pull back and get back to his rallied units and then go for another push here. And why not? He has a beautiful chance here to try and end the game with or without this econ deficit. He's going to try and make it happen. We can see the observer pointing out there that the economy is heavily in Dark's favor right now. ByuN needs to use this army supply advantage to get across the map and kill him now.
Okay, let's see if he tries to go for that. He scouts the 4th base, and that's not something that he wants to see at the moment, Dark, that is, because you know, Terran on 4th base, on 4 base when you're as a Zerg on 3 bases, that's not a cool thing to see. So is he gonna try? Like, he's not making any more drones. He's getting that 4th base again, but a lot of Zerglings in the production tab. He needs more Banelings though. Only 11 on the field, which is not enough considering how many units are traveling the map right now.
And the Marauder count here in this army is substantial as well for that little Banelings. 5 more being made here by Dark. He does have plenty of the bank to be able to turn these Zerglings into Banelings. And I love that ByuN's just got a couple mines burrowed here with a small group of Marines, because Dark can run by and take critical damage. If he loses that many SCVs again, this game is over. If he doesn't trade well with his army at the front here. So ByuN being a little bit indecisive, doesn't know if he wants to go from the left or from the right. Looks like he wants to go towards the gold hatchery here.
Yeah, I like that double expanding by Dark. He's gonna go for it. That expansion on the gold, it's gonna get taken out, but at the same time, on the left side, getting a 4th base again, and he needs that because he needs more gas. He has 1,000 in the bank actually, and he needs to spend that at some point. A lot of Banelings probably to just wipe out that entire army and, you know, get some more room to breathe, because right now he's getting pressured by ByuN's army movement.
And ByuN's starting to pull ahead in upgrades as well. 3-3 on the way for his units. +3 attack already done. Here comes the Lings of Dark, and ByuN just starting to split here. It does take some heavy losses on the right, but plenty of Marines and mines left, and a huge reinforcement actually from ByuN from the north. And Dark still has plenty of Banelings. ByuN moving a little bit too far forward here. The mines not connecting the Banelings, taking a big loss of bio on the left. ByuN not quite with enough to be able to finish this game, but still with plenty to be able to keep pressuring Dark on the edge of this creep.
Yeah, 70 army supply against 40, and there's nothing in the ground. Corruptors! GG!
GG! The reinforcement sealed that deal there for ByuN. He did it!
All right.
Tied series 1 apiece.
All right. Yeah, we need to be able to